Hi, Edwards. We are going to talk a little bit today about why we are interested in working with teenagers. So both of us have been, you still are a teacher at high school. And so we've worked in mainstream schools with teenagers. And now we're interested in offering some different ways of being. So maybe you could start us off with, why do we want to do this?
Right. Hi. I just thought I would add that we are actually not only interested in working with teenagers, but with the whole family systems. So through being a teacher, what I have noticed is that really just only working with the individual child alone it's very difficult to bring about change, because a lot of it comes from the family structure and the way that they interact with their parents, and what's happening at home is always visible in what the child does in the classroom. Therefore, I think for me, what's really exciting is to support that whole structure, to support this changing environment in this transition from being a child into teenagehood, and which is an attempt to become more independent. And it brings around, well, a lot of change, mainly social
challenges. Yeah,
challenges, and kind of helping to navigate those. I think it's the one of my main drivers, and particularly like in parent-child relationship, a lot changes there, and supporting parents and the children, teenagers, to go through that is what's important for me.
Yeah, I guess one of the pieces for me as a parent, as well as a teacher, is I guess over the last few decades, I feel as if the collective is offering less and less in terms of healthy narratives for teenagers in how they should behave, in the choices. There's so much pressure now for teenagers to all be the same. That comes with that, and of course they are seeking belonging. That's part of the job of being a teenager. That's part of their development. But what are they seeking belonging to? What is this world that has changed so dramatically, and particularly in the last 3 years? It's a confusing world. It's a world that doesn't hold the best interests of young people at its core. We could go on about the difficulties that we're all facing at the moment in society, but what does this really have to offer young people? How inspiring is this, and what are they being invited into? So I think I have a lot of concerns around that, around the peer pressure for young people, and what's another way here, a way that really supports them finding out who they are, and really connecting with a sense of authenticity, which they can, which can continue to grow throughout their lives. So I think this whole piece around, we know that most teenagers will drop the authenticity in order to belong. So how might we be able to allow for a little bit of that authenticity to start to come through, so that they don't have to find it 20 years later, have some sort of crisis, because they start to question who they are and the life that they've chosen. So wouldn't it be great to do some of that work, to hold the space for young people and for families, because they will need to understand what the developmental tasks are for young people in order to support them.
Right. Yeah. The authenticity and belonging. I think we've been talking about how what we do is really complementary to what's happening in schools, as we don't really see this piece about authenticity and belonging happening, being provided or talked much about for teenagers elsewhere. And what we have learned is that teenagers are sort of facing a choice to either, well, be socially acceptable and therefore kind of give up their authenticity a bit, or otherwise rebel and kind of hold on to their authenticity and but then sort of been outcast a little bit, and that is very risky as well. And it's rare where we see the balance, and that's something I think both of us are quite passionate about, to really think about how can this be done in a way that truly supports. And yeah.
Yeah. And I guess we want to, part of the thing that we want to also focus on is creating community. This is one of the things that's lacking, and we so need it when we have teenagers as parents. We really need that community, and we don't have extended families around us. So we need other adults that are healthy role models. They don't have to be perfect, but, you know, at least have some self-awareness and I guess be on some journey of self-development themselves. That our young people can relate to, because part of their job is to move away from us as parents and find out for themselves about the world and how life works and different ways of being. So for sure, we need to find ways to bring community back. And community that is that has a level of self-awareness to be able to hold this.
To raise the individual.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we should end it there.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful analogy. Thanks, Edvards.
Hey.